everybody to the newest, greatest, most awesome. Yeah, we're starting it off like that already. Messing up words already. But anyways, welcome everybody to the newest, greatest, most awesomest. Yeah, I said awesomest show this side of the Mississippi. Wealth for generations. It is Saturday, and we are here for you. For you. But without any further ado, let's get up into this show. I'm pretty excited with this one, as I usually am. Today, we're going to be talking about some family. We're going to be talking about what's going on in Bisbee. And if you haven't been to Bisbee, you might want to go after this. And we're going to talk about the relentless, the don't mess with my kids, Queen Tomyris. I think I say her name right. My bad if I haven't. But she is a BA, as the younger kids say, who can't cuss. Badass. She's definitely a badass indeed. But without any further ado, let's get into some introductions. First and foremost, let's give a round of applause for the new reigning champ, our engineer of all engineers, Mr. James Marrero. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing great. How are you, bro?
I'm doing pretty good. A little tired, but it is what it is. Adult life. Thank you for being here, sir, and helping hold it down on the audio and visual side of things. It is much appreciated. And then I don't have a guest today, but we do have another round of applause coming, and that's for you guys. Thank you for tuning in, rocking with me, supporting, following, all that jazz. I really appreciate it, and we is just going to keep on growing. Make sure to like, share, follow, and spread the word. Help me reach 2,000 followers. That's my goal. Excuse me, before the end of the year. No, I'm just joking, since it's like 2 months left. But it's possible. If y'all help me out, it could be possible. So make sure you like, share, follow the Facebook page. Help me reach that 2K followers. But let's get into the show right now. We're going to do our first segment of the show today. It is one of my favorites. I think some of y'all out there, some of y'all like it. If Jimmy was still here, it definitely would not be his favorite. He wasn't very favoritism of this one, but we're talking about Health is Wealth, ladies and gentlemen. Health is Wealth is brought to you by Jessica Marrero and Christina Rose of Elevated Souls. They say that we are here to elevate your soul. You can reach them at 480-269-2649, or you can follow them on IG, that's the Instagram, at ELIVE, the number 8D _ SOULS. So hit them up, follow them, like them, show up at the pop-up shops, get yourself some fresh pressed juices or some fresh organic sea moss gel in a plethora of flavors that are just quite delicious. Check out the new chai masala as well. She has that as an option. They are out there. Shout out to Archwood. They're out there with Archwood Exchange today at the Buy Black Marketplace. Support your local businesses. It is Buy Local Saturday as well. If y'all keep up with all that stuff. I mean, I usually don't, but I mean, when it comes to the local businesses and the guys like us, we got to represent. You know what I mean? So if y'all are available, make sure to make your way down to downtown area. If you're familiar with Roosevelt Row, I believe they're in that vicinity. I'm sorry, I don't know the exact destination, but if my laptop is nice and cool with me and we got enough time, I'll get you guys a more direct address for you if you like. But I'm trailing off. Let's bring it on back to Health is Wealth. Health is Wealth, the family edition. So, all right, y'all, let's talk about family. Not just the folks you see during the holidays arguing over who brought the dry mac and cheese, because we always got to make a staple on who made the bad mac and cheese, because it's mac and cheese. I mean, but people you share your DNA with, or at least your Netflix password with. Spending time with your family isn't just good for your soul, it's like kale for your entire existence. Let's break it on down. Strengthen relationships. Spending time with your family builds trust, and trust is important, especially when you're trying to figure out who drank the last of the orange juice and put the gosh darn container back in the fridge. Or who left the last sip? Hmm. Hmm. And that's what goes down at my house. Not an empty one, just the last sip. But anyways, bonding with family is like team building exercise. But instead of trust falls, you're just over and over like Uno rules or life. You got your little one crying because he lost in Monopoly. That's how it goes, son. That's how it goes. Sometimes you're up and sometimes you're down. Just don't pick the horseshoe next time. Emotional support. Family gives you that warm, fuzzy feeling. Unless it's Thanksgiving and Aunt Cheryl starts asking you, why are you still single? You didn't come with a date. Mind business, Cheryl. Aunt Cheryl. Sorry. Sorry. But jokes aside, knowing you got people in your corner when life gets rough, that is priceless. Even if your mom shows support by texting in all caps like she's yelling encouragement, you got this. Improved mental health. Studies show being around family reduces loneliness. That's true even if your grandma keeps calling you by your cousin's name. Plus, laughter is like mental yoga. It stretches your happiness muscles. Excuse me, and trust me, nothing's funnier than your uncle trying to do his dance from back in the day once he's had a little, you know. And don't forget the stories of the elders. Even if they're only like 60% accurate. That's the fun part sometimes. Positive role modeling. Family time is basically life school. Kids learn social skills by watching how we interact. So yes, they're watching how you handle spilling hot coffee on yourself or losing Wi-Fi. You're teaching them conflict resolution, just maybe not the screaming into your pillow kind. No. Although I'm not one to judge. I've definitely stepped into a walk-in or two and screamed my brains out. Just saying. Just saying. Back of the house life, you know what I'm talking about. Boosted physical health. Family activities can get you moving, whether it's shooting hoops, hiking, or a very heated Wi-Fi or a very heated Wii bowling tournament. Because you know the Hutchings. We've had some Wii tournaments, some Wii bowling tournaments we have had. But you're sneaking in some cardio without even realizing it. And shared meals, there's a chance to make healthier choices together. Just don't tell grandma you swapped her fried chicken for grilled tofu, because she'll cut you. Make sure you flavor it real good too, because you got to flavor the tofu. You trust me, flavor the tofu. Enhanced communication skills. Talking to family teaches you how to communicate, like how to carefully phrase, no, dad, I don't need help setting up my email again. Plus, navigating family text is like mastering diplomacy. Everyone's got an opinion and no one uses the right gifts. Gifts, the digital ones, not you young people get what I'm saying, right? Those gifts, the young people gifts, not literal gifts. But anyways, and then one of my favorites, because I'm all about experiences, lifelong memories. Spending time together creates moments you'll laugh about for years. Like that one time your cousin set the grill on fire, but swore it was part of his flavor profile. Yeah, not everybody likes char grilled. These stories become the family lore, passed down like sacred treasures or embarrassing receipts. Like that one time grandma busted out the pictures and had you and the cousins in the tub butt naked, and you just brought over your girlfriend for the first time. Yeah, those embarrassing receipts. But reduced behavioral issues. When kids feel connected to family, they're less likely to act out. It's hard to sneak out when your parents are always on one step ahead. Plus, family time teaches discipline. If you've ever been yelled at for touching the thermostat, peers, you know what I'm talking about. Then you know what I'm talking about as far as getting disciplined. Shared experiences. Nothing bonds a family like working together. Whether it's a backyard project or surviving a road trip where everyone is just asking, "Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet?" Or, if you're going on a road trip and you get 10 minutes into it and then the car dies because it's overheating, and then battery dies while you're in Mexico, and it's anyways. Um, you get increased life satisfaction as well. At the end of the day, family is what keeps you grounded. The inside jokes, the shared laughter, the chaotic love, it all adds up to a happier day, healthier life. Because life is better when you've got people who know all your little quirks and still choose to be there. Final thought. Look, family time is the ultimate investment. It's like buying stock into happiness and health and hilarity. So go on, plan that game night, cook that Sunday dinner, or just sit and reminisce about the good old times grandma cussed out the cable guy. Or the one time you guys were on the cruise and everybody kept calling her Role, Dale Role, Dale Role. That's a good one. My peoples know. But yeah, because health and wealth is family. And that's the bank where it starts at. The family. But that's gonna wrap it up for Health is Wealth today. Before we move on though, just want to ask my fellow engineer here, have you had any you had any memories that you'd like to share or anything, either from this past moments or past years or anything that stood out during this Health is Wealth you'd like to share?
Um, I don't know. I mean, all of my childhood memories, like, was I don't know me abusing Alyssa. Like, I remember this one time we were sitting in like the old room, and so Dan had airsoft guns at the time, and
Mhm.
I obtained the deagle somehow. It was just like and and it was loaded, and I didn't know that. And I was pointing it at Alyssa, just scaring her.
Mhm.
And then I pulled the trigger, and it actually shot her. And I was like,
Oh,
"Oh
snap.
my god, what did I just do?" I felt so awful. But yeah,
But now that you guys are older, though, it's something you can kind of look back on and chuckle, or
yes.
at least you can. She might still be a little butthurt about it. I don't
She
know.
she thinks it's
Oh
hilarious.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, she's usually a good sport about stuff.
Definitely.
But yeah, man, yeah, there's all kinds of stuff. Like I remember, this is a random one, so I'm not gonna give too much detail, but there's a club out there. I may be speaking too much because I don't know. I'm not part of the club. I don't know all the rules, but there's a club out there uh, called Turtles. My family, there's various members of the Turtle Club in my family, and you have to. It's just like any other club, you know. You have to pay your dues in order to be part of the club. Only paying your dues with this club does not involve any currency. It's almost like I don't want to say a gang thing because you don't get jumped or anything like that, but it's almost like an initiation thing. Like
Yeah.
you have to do certain things. So like I said, I don't know if I'm allowed to give out too much information about it, but I've definitely seen some interesting stuff from my older cousins when when they went through their initiations to the turtle clubs. And one of the things I always thought was cool about it is they have a thing where if you're asked if you're part of the club, you're supposed to say, "You bet your sweet ass I am." So when I was young, another part of it I used to love because when you're young, you always like hearing the old people cuss, right? Unless they're already a sailor, you know what I mean? But it's always cool, like, oh, grandma cussed, you know what I mean? Or old Miss Jenkins at the church, she cussed today, you know? So whenever I would come back around my family, my thing with my grandma is I would always ask her, but hey, Nanny, are you a turtle? And she turned to me every single time, and she'd be like, "You bet your sweet ass I am." And as a kid, it was just awesome. It was just so awesome to have my grandma turn to me and be like, "You bet your sweet ass I am." But yeah, so that's one of my family stories. But we're gonna wrap it up with the health as well. We're gonna roll right into asking the masses. If you're not familiar with asking the masses, that's when I go to the social of medias and I ask a question to you guys, and then we discuss it. I did have a question this week. Unfortunately, though, I'm gonna blame it on Turkey Day because normally y'all good about this, but I didn't have one response. I had some likes. I didn't have one comment about this one, and I thought it was gonna be a good one because I thought it was quite controversial. Um, so did you hear about the Tyson and Paul fight at all?
Yeah.
So the question was, Tyson is happy? Have you ever accomplished a goal that most folks didn't understand? So the reason I asked that is because a lot of people are kind of looking down on Mike Tyson. You know, whether this was scripted, whether he took a big pay cut for losing, whatever the outcome was, to me, after hearing what he said, none of that mattered to me because, excuse me, what I heard him say in an interview, excuse me, his proud moment of all of that, his accomplishment of all of that was to be able to get back in shape, get back into the ring, do an 8-round boxing match with someone half his age and have it go the distance, and have his kids, who he doesn't have the best relationship with, have his kids witness that and be proud of him. And he accomplished that goal. So to me, all that other stuff, now it doesn't even fucking matter to me. I don't give a fuck if they were like, hey, we will pay you $4 million to just get knocked the fuck out, Mike Tyson. If he said that at the end of the wrap up, I forget what they're called, the wrap up press conference or whatever it's called. If he would have said that and took the fall for a knockout, I 100% honest, I probably would have been a little bit hurt that he did get knocked out. Because I mean, come on, I don't want him to get knocked out, but I still would have respected that part. Like that's so much respect. Like his main goal was to get out there and show his kids that he's the fucking beast. He's fucking Iron Mike Tyson, and he went out there and fought for his kids' acceptance. Normally, that's just the other way around. You know, normally us as children, we're out here trying to do our best and do what we can to get accepted by our parents, and just not even necessarily get accepted, but just make our parents proud. You know, be like, "Hey, I'm proud that that's my son. I'm proud that that's my daughter," or what have you. You know, but he reversed it. He hit them with that reverse Uno card. And was like, "I'm just out here trying to make my kids proud of me." So that's the foundation of that question. Uh, have you ever accomplished a goal that most folks didn't understand? So since we didn't get really too many responses, um, I I wrote a little bit about it. But before we get into it, James, do you feel like that you've ever been in a situation like that where you've kind of been like, you know what? No, this is what I want to do. I'm going to go for it. And I'm going to achieve this goal. I don't care if so and so says it's a dumb idea. I don't care if my sister says I shouldn't do this. This is what I believe in. This is what I'm passionate about. I'm going to go for it. And then you're like, boom, look, I did that shit. Even though y'all said and y'all criticized me, boom, I did it.
Honestly, I mean, I can only think of one instance, and that was when okay, so at the time I had park skis for the season,
Mm,
and park skis, they sink in heavy snow,
mm,
and I skied without poles
hmm?
in heavy ass snow, and it was like the greatest leg workout of all time because you have to lean so far back so that the tips of your skis don't just dig straight into the snow and you just
Mhm.
like die. Um, so yeah, I was trying to ski double black diamonds, which is like the hardest terrain that you can ski on a powder day with park skis, and I did that shit. It was crazy hard, but
And
I
so
felt
what?
like it
All
was
your
worth
friends were
it.
like, what, dude? You can't do that. You're
Yeah.
crazy, man. You're never gonna make it." And you're like, "Watch this."
Yep.
That's tight. That's tight. But yeah, man, and also too, I want to bring it up too, man, because the biggest part I want anybody, if you catch this segment or catch this episode, the biggest part I want you to take from it is sometimes you got to believe in yourself when no one else fucking does. You got to believe in you when no one else does sometimes. Sometimes you might have to make that decision though and be like, you know what, everybody is, they might be right. I probably can't be like Neo from the Matrix and jump across building to building. That is kind of a far distance. I don't want to fuck up and die. Because if I fuck up and don't make it to the building, I'm going to die. So that kind of situation, you might have to take that L. But when it comes to like life achievements, careers, something like that, like sometimes I want you to remember you got to believe in yourself even if nobody else does. Not to say that nobody believed in Tyson, but I guarantee outside of his camp, there were a lot of naysayers out there that were like, nah, he shouldn't even be doing this. What is he? He's 60 years old. And like, if you put it just at that face value, like, hold on, wait. You mean this 60-year-old man's going to fight? What is Jake Paul? Like, probably like 30, something like that? 31,
I think
29, something like
it's
that?
28. Yeah.
28. So yeah, if you put it at face value like that, like, wait a second, what? There's a fight about to happen on pay-per-view? This 28-year-old man versus this 60-year-old man? I don't know about that one. Is he like some kind of master? Like he's still training and stuff? Oh, he ain't been in the ring in like 30 years? Shit. When you put it like that. But yeah, so let's see. What do I have here for you guys? Let's set the stage. You've got a vision so big your crew thinks you lost your mind. Auntie's telling you that don't sound stable. Your boys are like, why don't you just do something normal, man? Like start a pyramid scheme or something. And you're like, nah, I'm good. Watch me work. Watch me get through this fucking snow. Watch me. Let's dive into some examples here. We have the political activist hustler. One listener said they fought to pass a law banning glitter in their city. Glitter, they said, the stuff is ruining the environment. But the neighbors were like, "You just hate kids and party vibes." But they pushed through and through, and now their town is glitter free and slightly less sparkly. And that to me, when I read that one, I was like, that's an interesting one. I got into it. I'm like, all right, let's see what's up with this political one. No more glitter, huh? Okay. The career rebel. Another person quit their 9 to 5 to become a competitive duck whisperer. Duck whisperer.
Competitive.
Yeah, competitive. And
Who's he competing with?
I was like, no, this has got to be a joke.
Like what?
It's not a joke. I was like, nah, they just gave me this just to be entertaining. No, there's really competitive duck whisperers. Just so you know, Google it. Yeah, you heard me. People said you're throwing your life away, man. And now this man's got a YouTube channel with 2 million subscribers. A duck named Alfredo that pays his rent. Don't sleep on ducks, y'all. Don't sleep on it. There's a duck whisperer out there. 2 million subscribers that guy has.
There's an audience for everything.
Right? The minimalist mastermind. Somebody else said they sold everything they owned to live in a van. Their family said, "You're gonna give up your house for a car?" But now they're out here sipping coffee on mountaintops while the rest of us are stuck in the Starbucks line like, hope they get my name right. Yep, that's us. But who's laughing now, huh? Is it you or is it your cousin Gordon sipping tea or Mai Tai on freaking wherever? Here's the takeaway. Goals like these require 3 things. You got to have conviction, thick skin, and communication. Conviction. You got to believe in your dream harder than your mom believes in Tupperware. Yeah, that hard. Thick skin. Criticism's coming, but remember, when people said the Wright brothers were crazy, what'd they do? They made some popcorn. Not that Orville, the other Orville. The guys that made planes. They made planes. The Wright brothers. Okay, they said they were crazy, but they made planes, and now look where planes are now. People own their private jets. Communication. Now, I'm not saying you owe anyone an explanation, but it does help if you tell people, "I'm not crazy. I'm just innovative." I'm before my time. Just just don't start quoting Kanye. I'm a god. That's what I thought I was. Just saying. So, to all my listeners who've got a goal that makes people stretch their heads, go for it. Just do it. Just don't forget to circle back when you make it, so you can hit them all with the told you so. That was a good Nelson, huh? So I'll catch you guys next time, hopefully on the social medias, because the next one won't be during Turkey Week. So hopefully y'all chime in, and remember, don't sleep on that dream. Get it? Don't sleep on the dream. But that's gonna wrap it up for Asking the Masses, and then we're gonna roll right into the next one, which is Wealthy Wisdom. So, Wealthy Wisdom, this one's kind of cool. I personally haven't been to Bisbee since I was in that one wrestling tournament where my coach got in trouble for drinking. Yeah. Crazy times. Crazy times. Yeah. Anyways, but Bisbee's pretty dope. They're kind of low on the radar. They're about I think it's about 2.5, 3 hours south of here. They're near Tucson area. So Tucson area. I think I said that right the first time. They're near the Tucson vicinity. So, alrighty, y'all. We got Wealthy Wisdom, Bisbee, Arizona, dark skies, bright futures. All right, today we're dropping some celestial gems about a little town in Arizona that's turning the lights off to turn the wealth up. Bisbee, Arizona. Ever heard of it? Probably not, unless you're a wrestler. What? It's because they just got certified for an international. I mean, if you have, I'm sorry, you probably haven't heard of them, but if you have, it might be because they just got certified as an international dark sky community. Yeah, Bisbee said, we don't need a spotlight. We are the spotlight. Now, what's a dark sky community? Glad you asked. It's where people keep their outdoor lights so dim, even the stars look down and say, damn, that looks kind of cozy. This isn't just about being moody or mysterious, though. Bisbee passed a whole lighting ordinance in 2022, which basically said if your porch light looks like a Beyonce concert, you need to tone it down, simmer down now, simmer down now. Okay, simmer down now. Let's talk about how this impacts the city's wealth. First off, dark skies bring in tourists. And not just any tourists. We're talking stargazing with telescopes that are like, you got to have a freaking Escalade or excursion just to roll up with the man, it's crazy type of telescopes. Go Google telescopes and see how expensive they get. It's crazy. But anyways, these folks will drop some serious cash on hotels, snacks, and maybe even a Milky Way margarita. That's a tip for you bar owners out there. Stand on business, capitalize on entertainment and profit. If Bisbee gets creative, then cha-ching, because the people will be coming. But here's the kicker. This wasn't an overnight thing. It took over 6 years. 6 years of dedication. 6 years of dedication. It really says it like 4 times. That's longer than most celebrity marriages. Even when they go around too. Shout out to Bruce Sirrett. Hope I said your last name right. If I didn't, I apologize. The local astronomy enthusiast who spearheaded this, my man said, I love stars so much, I'm about to make my city fall in love with them too. Bet. Here we go. Here's the wisdom, folks. Bisbee shows us that being unique pays off. While other towns are busy building neon signs brighter than the Vegas Strip, Bisbee said, Nah, son, we cool. We gonna make this a Netflix and chill tourism type town. Low light and high vibes. And it worked. They're proof that sometimes the best way to shine is by turn the lights off. Turn the lights off. So if you're ever in Bisbee, pack a telescope, just not one of those like $15,000 ones. Pack a telescope, a jacket. During the winter skies is the best time. You might see some aliens waving right back at you. And remember, when the Milky Way is lighting up your night, it's also lighting up Bisbee's bank account. Ching ching. Catch y'all next time on the Wealthy Wisdom. That's gonna wrap it up. But remember, just like Bisbee and Bruce, sometimes you gotta believe in yourself more than anybody else does. Because I guarantee Bruce definitely has some naysayers. Especially when he was like, we're gonna make it darker. How many of y'all would be like, okay, let's turn off the lights, let's make it darker? All y'all out there driving with your high beams on all the time. Shh. It's crazy out here. Y'all either don't use your lights at all or you use the high beams. Can't be in the middle. Either no blinker, no tail lights, but I got my headlights on. I got my daylights. Sorry. But anyways, that's going to wrap it up for the Wealthy Wisdom today. Have you ever been to Bisbee or heard about Bisbee or anything like that, James, before?
I feel like I've heard Bisbee before, but I actually have no clue where or why. But yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those like little towns out here in Arizona, like a Eloy or a what's another little one, like a Page or Ajo. It's just one of those like little towns where it's like there's not a whole lot of money, but it's cool to kind of like go and get away. Like you can go up there and kind of not fully go off grid because it is these tourist towns, they got to have certain things for the tourists, but it's definitely one of those places where you can go find some nice camping. Well, maybe not nice camping, but you can find some camping and stuff like that, be out in nature and not have to worry about the whole hustle and bustle of Phoenix. But that is going to bring us into the Wealthy Wisdom, man. Or I'm sorry. Scroll down, Elijah. Scroll down. That's going to bring us to the Wacky Wealth, which I actually came up with this for the Wacky Wealth on like Monday. I forget how I think I was on social media just scrolling through. And I was like, damn, she dope. That's a cool story. And it ain't even necessarily, I mean, there's wealth involved for sure, but it's not even all about wealth. I just thought she was badass on some like, dang, of course my mind's going blank right now. Like on some Joan of Arc type stuff. Like she's on some like, she's pretty badass. But anyways, let's stop building it up and let's get on into the Wacky Wealth. The blood-soaked hustle of Queen Tomyris. All right, gather around, kids, gather around, because today we're talking about Queen Tomyris, a woman so gangster she made Cyrus the Great look like Cyrus the Mediocre. Sis didn't just protect her bag, she made sure everyone knew not to come for it unless they were ready for the smoke and some blood and some foul language. Lots of blood. Picture this. It's 16th century BCE and Tomyris is out here ruling the Masagate nomadic horse warriors who drank milk and smoked a little something. That's maybe Snoop Dogg is a descendant of these people, if you know what I mean. And dared anyone to test them. Dared them. Cyrus the Great, ruler of the Persian Empire, sees the fierce queen holding it down and thinks, you know what would look great with my empire? Her and her land. So he sends her a message. He sends her a marriage proposal. Smooth, right? Smooth. No, he didn't even go in person or nothing. He just sent her. No. So Tomyris saw right through that shit. like a fake Louis bag. She clapped back with, "Nah, Sirius, keep your empire in your dusty ring." Quoted. That's quoted. She said, "Keep your empire and your dusty ring. I'm still mourning over my husband, anyways." Plus, like I said, there's a little bit of wealth to this. So, plus, if she marries him, she already knew. She already knew because she ba she badass. She gangster. She already knew that if she married this man, she would ultimately be giving up her land and her wealth because her husband passed away. Now she is the ruler. And as it goes back then, not necessarily all the time nowadays, but as it goes back then, king of the castle is always king of the castle. So if she marries a new king, guess who's running shit? The new king. Is no longer hers. The new king's running shit. So just to make sure y'all understand. So Sirius, wounded in both ego and pride, decides, fine, if I can't marry her, I'll just overthrow her. Mm-mm. Big mistake, my dude. Big mistake. He starts by building a bridge to her territory, like he's auditioning for a Roman engineering gig, and Tomyris warns him, stay in your empire, or you gonna catch these hands. Stay in your lane, man. But does Sirius listen? Of course not, because he's stubborn and his ego's been hurt. Just like them dudes at the club. He'd be like, you ugly anyways. You hit him with the ego. Just so you know, girl. You hit him with the ego when he says, you ugly anyways. You hit his ego. But, Sirius didn't listen, and of course not. Instead, he plays dirty, luring her army into a wine-fueled trap. Now, if you remember, like I said, these guys are all about drinking their milk and playing with some herb. You know what I mean? So they're not real familiar with the wines. Similar to if you know your history, the natives are not too fond and too familiar with the hard liquors. So it hits them a little different. Think about that. So he lures them in, and now the Masagate about were about that fermented mare's milk life. Like I said, they didn't really mess with the Cabernet Sauvignon, nothing like that. So when her troops stumbled on Persian wine, they drank it like it was happy hour. Drunk and disoriented, they got ambushed by Sirius, captured. This is where he fucked up. If y'all weren't paying attention, pay attention now. So Sirius, his army, they ambushed him. They ambushed Tomyris's soldiers, right? They killed some of them, and they captured a good number of the other ones. Oh, Sirius. Guess who they captured in the mix? Her son. They captured Tomyris's son. Now I'm probably gonna mess this up. Sparagapaces. I swear to God, I swear to Sparagapaces. Spargapases. Spargapaces. Spargapaces. Her son. Now, her son wasn't built for captivity. He woke up hungover, realized he took the L, and was like, nah, fam, nah, I went out. Yo, serious, I went out. So, technically, Sirius was like, nah, you can't leave. They say her son took his own life because he was not being released and he could not live that life. They say. So now they kidnapped her son. Now her son is dead. Tomyris is heartbroken and furious. And let me tell you, if you know anything about nature, you don't want to mess with a mom. You don't want to cross a grieving mother with a throne and an army. Tomyris sent Sirius a message that could only be described as the original diss track. She basically said, you bloodthirsty fool. You wanted blood? Cool. I'm about to drown you in it.
That is cold.
Man, I hope Sarah's had a pyramid ready. Sure. Fast forward to the battlefield. Tomyris shows up with the energy of someone who hasn't slept in 3 days, but has a really good reason. Her troops fired up. The Persians not ready. Tomyris not only defeats Sirius, but she personally hunts him down, finds his body, and wait for it. There's more, because there's always more. She finds his body, decapitates him, but it doesn't stop there. She decapitates him, takes the head, literally fills a vat with blood, and tosses his head in. Then, when one last message tells him, "Drink your fill, Sirius. You wanted blood, right?"
Oh my
Whoo!
god.
If that ain't gangsta, I don't know what it is. Whoo! I'm just telling y'all. That's gangsta. That's a badass woman right there. So, lessons from Queen Tomyris. So there is some good lessons here. Okay, first and foremost, don't fuck with queens. Don't fuck with Queen Tomyris. Don't fuck with her. Know your boundaries. Right? Know your boundaries. She understood the situation of the proposal. She understood her rule over her land. Tomyris didn't let Cyrus or his empire gaslight her into submission. When someone tries to cross your line, reinforce it, preferably without, decapitating people and throwing their heads in a bucket of blood. But, do what you got to do. I'm saying. Sometimes, somebody coming at me with a knife, I'm going to do what I got to do. Hope you do too. What up, Dev? What's up? Number 2, turn pain into power. When life handed her grief, she didn't just fold. She was like, oh, y'all gonna do my bloodline, my seed like this? Okay. Where my war generals at? I need them in my chambers now, is what she said. She turned it into a strategic W. That is resilience. This lady probably shed a tear. She was like on that dude. Was that movie? Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, or what I think it is, where he was about to cry. He's like, "Get back in there." She put that tear back up. And she's like, "We ride for Cirrus tonight." And then after she threw his head in the bucket and stuff, she probably cried. She probably cried her eyes out. But tearing that pain into power. Any type of martial arts, any professional fighter does that all the time. As I know, I revert back to it a lot, but as a wrestler, they used to tell us pain is just what was it? Pain is just something leaving the body. Something like that.
Weakness or something.
Yeah, that's what it was. So I might have got dropped in maybe one or too many times on my head in wrestling. Pain is just weakness leaving the body. That's all it is. You got to keep on going, turning it into greatness. Be ready for the long game. Sirius thought he was playing checkers when Tomyris was out here playing chess with vats and blood, along with her pawns were holding on to it. Whew. I'm just saying, that's. Don't underestimate a woman in power. Don't you ever underestimate a woman in power. Ever. Tomyris proved that underestimating a strong woman is a death sentence. Literally, in this case. So next time someone tries to shortchange you, undermine your worth, or take what's yours, channel your inner Tomyris. Just kind of hold back on the decapitation and all the extra blood and all that stuff. But stand on your like the kids say, stand on business, stay 10 toes down, all that new stuff. I think I used it right. Tomyris wasn't just the queen, she was the COO of Fuck Around and Find Out. And guess what Sirius did? He fucked around. And he found out. And let me tell you, her quarterly revenge reports were stellar. Business was absolutely dripping in every way possible. But that's going to wrap it up for the Wacky Wealth. James, were you familiar with her at all or anything?
No, not at all. But I mean, history is always just so great to look back on and be like,
Mhm.
wow, that is just craziness.
Yeah, right. And the fact that she was successful, because I don't know if everybody out there really gets it, but the Persian army wasn't just some little gang. The
Mhm.
Persian army was not a pushover fight, you know. If you guys remember the movie 300, you guys remember that movie? That gritty, that was a cool ass movie, right? The Spartans, yeah, guess who they were fighting? The Persians. You remember how deep they came? Our arrows will blot out the sun. And it did. It did. Their arrows blotted out the damn sun. That's how many arrows were in the goddamn sky. It's crazy. It's crazy. I love that. I love the literature from back then, though, because nobody would say that nowadays. Hey, nah, homie, I'm gonna shoot so many rounds, it's gonna look dark outside.
Yeah.
That is not as terrifying.
Yeah.
Our arrows will blot out the sun. Whoo, that was a cold line. That was a cold line right there. But that's pretty dope, though, right? She sounds like someone you don't really want to cross.
Yeah. Very poetic as well.
But that, yeah, like I said, that's gonna wrap it up for the wackiness today, because that was wacky indeed. And then we're gonna roll right into the final segment of the show, and we're gonna do it a little bit different today. Just a little bit, you know me. I like throwing some curveballs here and there. We're doing a little bit different today. We don't have a specific business today for the final segment, but we do have something that may interest you. So, without any further ado, let's get into the final segment of the show, and that is We Building Boy! Yes. So, today on We Building Boy, it is finally here, guys. I'm starting it. I'm gonna start it. I'm starting it. Man, it's not officially started, but it's about to start. It's about to start. Hold up. It's hard to pick this up from that position. These guys, you see these guys right here? We got two 12 packs of this monster tea. It's the Nasty Beast hard tea, alcoholic tea made by Monster. I have two 12-pack cases right here. So the plan is, that's a little heavy. The plan here is one case is going to stay here at the studio. And when I have my next guest, we'll pick a flavor and we'll do a taste test. I'll leave half of the case of one of, or half of one of these. I'll leave 6 of these here for Habari Live or any of the other fellow podcasters. If you guys would like to just have one or do a taste test on your show, it's up to you. Have at thee, however thy please. 6 of these for the studio, donated on behalf of Wealth for Generations. Now this case here, this is the second case. This one is for you guys. This is for you guys. It's not 100% official yet. I don't need that box somewhere. But there we go. This guy right here, I'm going to raffle that off. We're going to have a free raffle. Like I said, it's not official started yet. I got to get the details. I figure out how I'm going to have you guys enter and stuff like that. But this will be a free raffle. It'll probably be something like a like, share, follow, or I don't know, something like that. Something simple. You just gotta participate on social media somehow, and you be interested in the raffle. Excuse me. And then we'll pick a random name at random, because that's what happens when you pick names at random. It's picked at random, and then you'll be able to win. The biggest thing that I'm holding back on right now is trying to make sure that I don't give this to somebody underage because I don't want to get in trouble. What you do behind closed doors is whatever you do on your time, not my business. But I don't want to blatantly be contributing to any illegal activity. So let me figure that part out. And then, yes, this guy, full 12 pack on the house, free raffle. All you got to do is, I don't know, something do the hokey pokey, and you can enter. I mean, I'll pick at random 2 weeks from the start date. Well, no, let's do 3 weeks since you guys only see me twice or once a week. So I'll give you guys 3 weeks. We'll do a 3-week raffle for this guy. Free entry. All you got to do is just do something. I'll figure it out to enter. And then the other thing. Unless you do want to pay some money, please be local because I'll drop it off to you. But if you're out of state, you got to pay for shipping. I'm not shipping this to you. Sorry. But if you are local, I'll definitely be down to meet you, or you can come to the studio and pick it up, whatever works. But yes, and then this other one here, this will be for reviews. We'll be doing reviews of this on the show. If you guys are interested, yeah, I'll do my first review whether I have a guest or not. I'll do my first review next week, just in case you guys are interested in entering the raffle for this and you have no idea. Just to forewarn you, though, I don't know how I feel about drinking these. I'm going to give you my honest review. I may not have the same type of palate as you. Just so you know. But I'll definitely do my best. To describe it and let you guys know how it tastes. I kind of have a good feeling about it. I mean, they got to be doing something right. They started off with the originals, and now they got four different flavor varieties you can grab now. So there's that. So yeah, that's what we're doing for We Building Boy today. We are announcing that we're gonna do a raffle. I know that part kind of sucks. Just getting ready to get ready. But I wanted you guys to see, I told you I'd be coming through. I'm trying to get some more stuff for you guys that I can raffle off, do some more of these treasure hunts, things, or not more, but do these treasure hunts, get that going on. I do have some items that I want to do for the first treasure hunt. I just gotta follow through. Maybe I'll do that at the same time. But yes, we are definitely still working on that part of the We Building Boys Streets. All of that is incorporated into the streets. That is the on-site interviews, the vendor spots at the events, doing the treasure hunts, doing the raffles, being out in the community, being involved in nonprofits, things of that nature. All that is included in the We Building Boys Streets Season 2 type stuff. But yeah, so definitely reach out to me if you have any questions, comments, or concerns about the raffle coming up, or if you have any recommendations. We're always looking for new guests to book. It's been kind of up and down as far as communicating, but it's also understandable. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Sorry, I keep looking at myself over there. I should be looking at you. Sorry. Giving out the behind the scenes secrets and stuff. But yeah, so I understand that it's busy out there, so this booking's been kind of up and down. But yeah, if you guys have any recommendations, I'm always looking for people to book. We're looking for entrepreneurs, business owners, anybody within the wealth world, tips, tricks, and all that nature. Or if you don't even necessarily have to have a profession in it. If you just have like some type of hack or something like that you want to come on and talk about, like, hey, I do this at the gas station and I always end up doing $2 a gallon, or whatever you want, whatever type of stuff. We're all about planting seeds and just providing information for people to get themselves into a better situation. That's the main purpose of this joint right here. But I think we are getting to the end, and I cannot forget, we got to do this every single time until he has until you guys take him from me. I'm gonna have him do this. I mean, I kind of don't want that to happen, but I'd rather that happen than not, if that makes sense. So, without any further ado, James, talk about yourself.
Oh. So if you want any kind of video, any kind of advertising, any kind of photography, I do portraits, I do landscape photography, I color grade, I edit videos. I can do basically anything you can do with a camera, anything digital, I can do
Anything.
that. Anything. If you want
Anything.
it, I got it at Earth Through Aperture on Instagram.
Yeah.
Oh
Make
yeah.
sure to go follow him on Instagram, Earth Through Aperture. Go. Go
do it right
now.
now.
Right now. Because we about to wrap it up here. So you can go right now. I don't really got any more messages. This is just going to be a bye wrap up. So go right now.
Earth
Through Aperture. Right now. Go. Zzz. Zzz. But anyways, let's give a round of applause for the new reigning champ, the engineer of all engineers, Mr. James Marrero. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you being here and being able to hold it down on the audios and visuals.
Of course.
Very much appreciated. And then we got another round of applause, and that one's for you guys. You guys. Thank you. I love you, supporters, followers. Thank you very much. It is all very much appreciated. All the sponsors. Oops, hold on. All the sponsors out there. Thank you very much. We got. Sorry, thought the bag was over there. Not that one. Not that one. Sorry. Hit that one up. You can hit that one up. Check that out. We got Designated Kids. We got sponsors. We got sponsors, baby. Hit up the sponsors. We got the Beet Juice, the Beet Kavaz. Hit that up. Go hit up Elevated Souls. They're right here. You know, Elevated Souls right here. Go hit them up. All that jazz. Shout out to the sponsors. And on that note, hold on. You're not supposed to see that part. And on that note, peace.